Okay, so it's Millennial Consultant one more time with Einar Michaelsen. Einar, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, we did the first month, then we did the first quarter, then we waited a little bit. And now we are kind of coming back and getting some insight from you from the second quarter of existence as a Millennial Consultant, formerly having been on the practitioner side. And so just to catch us all up, the big takeaway from that first quarter was you could see that management, generally, painting with a broad brush, valued, you could see how management valued the external mind coming into the organization. And that was surprising to you being a former internal mind. Is that a fair way to kind of encapsulate what we talked about?
Yeah, it wasn't kind of surprising because I had been seeing that at my previous role, but it kind of confirmed my suspicion.
There you go. I appreciate that distinction. Now, as we move into the second quarter, I've already noticed a key takeaway, which is suspenders in the second quarter, right?
Yeah, it's
I'm talking about
it's comfortable. Yeah, it's comfortable. It's comfortable. So it's I think it's better than a belt because you have more room.
It's comfortable. It's more easy, maybe an easier approach to the day with the suspenders.
Yeah.
All right.
And it lifts the pants up, so that's a good thing.
I gotcha. I feel like I'm very belt centric. We'll have to talk further on that. But having kind of gone back in through clients, current clients, prospective clients, what's the big takeaway from this second quarter, would you say?
I think having worked with a couple of clients now, I've seen that there's a difference because, as we talked about, the management tends to value outside voices sometimes more than internal voices. But the people actually doing the work in kind of the daily operations tend to value inside voices. So there's some new discoveries there.
There we go. All right. So speaking of outside voices and inside voices, you might have heard Mookie the dog. That's my dog, Mookie. She likes to work with me. She feels like she pitches in, which is good. So I appreciate her pitching in. It seems like the internal teams, the front lines, don't necessarily appreciate you volunteering to pitch in, at least initially. Maybe take us through, how that relationship is uncovered. Like when you meet that front-line employee, maybe, or set of employees or team, and then how maybe that might balance out eventually.
So when we come into a company, then maybe the people working in the daily operations might feel that here comes some slick consultants with some nice slides, trying to do their job better than them. But after building kind of a trust initially and showing that we actually can add value to them and can make their jobs easier or more fun, then it's no problem. It's they embrace the help that they get. So once that trust is built.
Yeah, I was just going to say exactly what you said. It seems like it is you don't necessarily have to build the trust with management, interestingly, before they listen to you. But for the front line, you absolutely need to build that trust.
Yeah. and that's kind of the one of the keys to be successful, I think, with a client as well, is to build a trust and to be able to work alongside the people that works in the daily operations, because they're the ones that know all the processes and how things are done around there. So if you're doing anything in the company, then if you're not involving people that actually know what is done and how the processes is performed, then yeah, it's hard to be successful, at least with the implementation projects. Of course, you can do strategy projects without maybe that much involvement, but more kind of digital operating model projects or robotic process automation projects, AI projects. Then you need the people that knows the processes and yeah, knows
So
the business.
it not only helps them, of course, it helps you as well to build that trust, to get into the weeds, roll the sleeves up, and make sure that you are doing the work to build the trust.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being the slick guy that comes in and, you know, puts up the slides and rides out of Dodge. Now, the suspenders are not helping with the slickness. You understand what I'm saying? If they,
No, I know. I know.
Slick, right? I mean, the suspenders are slick kind of garments, so to speak.
Yeah,
Well,
but a friendly smile always helps.
All right, so building that trust. So it really is fascinating that the management will bring you in, will listen to you without any trust build. However, once you get through management and to the front lines, it's time to roll up the sleeves and make sure to actually understand what the needs are of the team, what the team does know, how they know it, and to work with them and build that trust so that they'll listen to you if there is in fact something to sell. Because you started the conversation by saying they think I'm just trying to sell them all the time, but wouldn't that also be true though?
Yeah, no, like our main thing is to kind of deliver value. So if like we won't sell them kind of what is it called, the emperor's new clothes.
Yeah, the
Is
emperor.
that the English? Yeah. It's very different in Norwegian, so just had to find the the term. But it's important for us to know that, okay, we can create some value here, or we can add value to the client. If we're there to do a job, then that's what we're there to do. But we can sometimes identify other areas where we can add value, and of course then we would want to kind of help them with that as well. So
But
then there might be a kind of new sales pitch for that, but then that's a separate meeting. That's kind of a separate sales pitch meeting, and we won't kind of try to push that while we're working with something else.
While we're doing the other thing, as you said, I have to actually deliver value for you to want to buy anything anyway. So
yeah, and that's why it's nice to start kind of some of the digital transformation projects with for example robotic process automation, because there we can deliver some quick wins. We can show that, okay, this will basically pay for our fees for doing this and this and this extra. So basically you get us for free, because we help you save some money or make some more money. So I think that's a good starting point, at least. One thing going back to the difference between management and the people working, or the staff. I think one of the reasons why management sometimes tend to kind of have a trust in us already might be because at least some of the people in the management might come from consulting from earlier, so they know how we can provide value to them, while the staff might not always know that.
Yeah, they
So
know
that could be a reason.
There we go. They know the system. They've been Einar before, you know, whether it's 10, 20, 30 years ago. They know how the whole thing works. And there you go. There's the revolving door of practitioner, consultant, practitioner again. Because I started this whole thing by telling you, most of the, you know, C-level, EVP, SVP level folks that are on the practitioner side definitely have management consulting in their background at some point. So
yeah.
So it helps, right? It helps mind to think from this side and to think from that side.
Yeah, and it's I think it's refreshing when people in the management have very clear expectations of what they will get, and when they have experience from management consulting, then they probably know, to some degree at least, what they want and what they will get out of us.
All right, so I think we're already talking about the next thing, and so I'm going to leave it as a cliffhanger, you know, making sure that the client has clear expectations. We're not going to talk about it now. I feel like that might be something we can talk about next time. Einar, I very much appreciate these conversations. I can't wait for the next one. How about that?
Yeah, me too.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
All right.